In the end, we just missed far too many tackles. I didn't think we were that bad in the first half. They got a try from, in the end they got a stack of tries from kicks, and they're good. The first one, Chris McQueen's slipped over. They got one from an intercept. I thought we got some really bad calls in that first half, but and that's sort of by the by, because in the end they were far too good for us. But and I thought we could still win the game at half time, and we sort of came back into the game in the second half, but we just didn't go on with it. They were just we got back within about, I think, 14 of them, which is a lot better than 24, and and we had some field position there. We couldn't quite convert it, and then they sort of broke out of their own end by breaking tackles. So we just didn't go on with it, and they did.
Billy, how much is it the case of all those injuries sort of finally catching up with you?
I don't know. Like in the end, like I thought we had a. I thought we had a strong team out there. We had a team out there, and that I thought could beat the Warriors today. So there's no point in going back. If is it this, is it that? I'm sure everybody will have their own opinion, but all we can do is prepare the best we can and play the best we can, and other people can make their judgments and make their decisions based on that.
Given the competition table at the moment, it was a really important game today.
Like every game is vital for us at this stage, so really, I mean, the chances of us making the finals are long odds. That's the bottom line. But nothing changes. We play the Dragons next week, and you go out and you prepare and you play to win. It was still a mathematical chance of making it, but we've got to win a lot of games of footy, and so my attitude doesn't change at all. I'll be doing the best job I can.
John, is there any hangover from getting up to the local army last week?
I don't know. I thought we're actually. We were playing all right in that first half, but we just didn't seem to have that extra zing. And I said everything went their way. And I just thought that if we could just really relax and play the footy in the second half, that we could come back into the game. And we sort of did, but when push comes to shove, we didn't go on with it.
John, some big day for you. Unfortunately, bad start. Didn't miss out too much from it.
Yeah, we didn't start the best. 12 behind, pretty much from the start, and just didn't defend well and didn't control the ball, and we paid for it.
John, what do you think when you're out there and it's 24-0 after 20 minutes?
Yeah, we just got to put that behind us, and just start again. Just think 0-0, and it just wasn't our day today.
John doesn't think thinks that you're a long shot finals now. Do the players feel that way?
Oh, we just going to have to get over this, train well next week, and come out and with a better performance next week against the Dragons.
John, do you forget about today leading up to the Dragons next Sunday?
Oh, well, what I've got to do is pick the best side. So obviously, I'll have a very close look at the game. But as I said, I think today it was just too many missed tackles, and it wasn't I don't think there's, I don't think it was they were technical things that we did wrong, and I've got to put the blokes out there next week who I think are most likely to do the best job, So, you get belted sometimes when you play this game, and but we're obviously if that had happened to St George, they'd say, put it behind them, and they're still sitting up high. For us, we're not in a position we can afford to be getting belted and losing games, so it's more crucial for us. But there's no good, you know, all you can do is do the best job you can. You know, I'm not going to go home and whip myself. And you know, there's, you know, people can say whatever you like. That's all you can do. You know, we're going to, they'll have a recovery session tomorrow. I think that, you know, I know there's a good spirit amongst the boys. They're not going to, you know, they'll stick together. And if in the end we're not good enough, well, so be it.
John, the school might say one thing, but you obviously don't think it was one of the worst performances.
Well, you know, I just that first half was surreal, really. You know, I mean, and as I said, I really felt we could come back into the game, but you know, really, it was pretty poor in that last probably 30 minutes. You know, we just far, as I said, just those missed tackles, and you just can't miss tackles like that and win games. And probably the last 15 minutes when they really knew they had it won. You know, they're pretty hard to handle then. They were just, you know, they were flopping the ball out and the passes were sticking. They were relaxed. You know, they're kicking across to Manu Vatuvei and he's just leaping for it. Nathan didn't do anything wrong. He contested it with him, but he out-jumped him. And, you know, he's a big man who can get off the ground. He's one of their tactical things that... Maloney's kicking game was superb. You know, he was putting it on the spot. You know, one time there, Dave Tyrrell actually got to him. I thought he tackled him and closed it down, but he wormed out of it and then put a kick. You know, absolutely put him those last two across to Vatuvei. He put them right on the spot. All he had to do was catch them and put them down. So it was one of those days. I think that everything. They were the better side for start. Clearly the better side. And I think, you know, a lot fell for them, you know, sometimes it happened, you know, fell into place for them, and not a lot fell into place for us.
With the injuries that you've got, are you in a position that you can make changes?
I just got to pick the bit, you know, like Crocs didn't play today, he'll probably be right for next week. You know, Dave Taylor's back in 2 weeks' time. So there's going to be some decisions there. It's not a matter of making changes. It's a matter of picking what you think's the best side. So if we get players back, you know, if Crocs and Dave come back, well, you know, there will be changes, and I'll pick who I think's the best to fill up the 17.
John, a lot of people are talking about the top four that no one can really beat. But are the Warriors capable of doing some damage?
Well, look, you know, we haven't played this up for a while, so something to look forward to. But, you know, I had a good look at the Warriors in the lead up to this game, and even, you know, they lost 4 in a row, and they actually played pretty solid footy through that time. Before we played them last time, I think they'd won 6 in a row, and you know, they were just getting home, and when they lost that 4 in a row, North Queensland beat them fairly convincingly, but other than that, they'd played pretty solid football, so they're a pretty solid footy team, and you know, you just don't know. You don't know. I think there's a lot of talent there. You know, you'd be looking at teams like the Dragons, Storm, you know, Manly. They're the sort of sides you'd be looking at, but. You know, often there's a smoky. The side who comes through strong late in the season. If they do that, I think, you know, they'd be one of the sides who could challenge.